guys, welcome to the Mr. Bill Poker Vlog. I apologize that this is so late. Extenuating circumstances. Unfortunately, my mom, who's 89, had taken a few falls in the past month, and she had a little issue where she had to go to a rehabilitation center. When she got there, she couldn't walk, and they had to help her, assist her a lot. She's been there for 10 or 12 days now, and is doing much, much better. But she does have to go to an assisted living for a little while, so we spent a lot of time doing that and looking at places, and I know nothing about insurance, and this first time for me to do this, so not the most fun thing in the world. My mom's mentally 100%, physically she's got some issues, so talking to her about it, she's fully cognizant and she don't want to go. And that leads directly into the title of this vlog. Any time for poker? Whew, not a whole lot, guys. I got to play in my Wednesday night poker league. That was fine. And then I did play once in Cleveland. I expected to play 3 times, but I could only make it once. Now, I did have some very, very interesting hands in the time that I played, so there's plenty of interesting stuff on this vlog, but it didn't really help for my challenge, which we'll get to that at the end of the vlog. All right, last week I got a brutal bad beat on the Wednesday night poker league. I went out 6th, and Billy won the thing. And so this week we're at break 1. I have 18,500. How much you got?
19,000 something.
And we start with only 10,000. There's only like 4 players down. Billy and I are going heads up this week. Final table. Let's do it. No more getting sucked out on. Let's just do it, okay? All right. No matter what. Billy's blowing up a little steam because he's mad. Tell him why you're mad.
I'm not mad.
Yeah, they call him that every time because they think he's bluffing every single time, and he has been because he hadn't getting cards. And
I'm
so,
not usually.
And so he's tip stat dwindled. What do you got at second break?
12,000, 11,000.
I got 45,000. I'm the chip leader at the tournament with what? How many players are left? About 20, something like that. So I'm doing good. We're still gonna have final table at both of us. Here we go. So here we are again. Billy and I are on the final table again. 9 of us left. We are the 2 big stacks right now. I think Billy's got number 1 chips. I got number 2 chips. Pat was just trying to bomb in on us as the third stack. But we're first and second in chips. Here we go. Just like we said, heads up for the big money. Here's some final table people.
Disregard the last post, second chip stacks over here.
Yeah, and those Billies are going down.
And you know what? They may be the first 2 out on the final table right there. Final table: Jimmy, Mark, Gayla, Pat, Joe. Look up Joe.
Thank you.
Me, David, Vinny, and of course Billy Willie. Who else? So good luck, everybody. Oh, nobody say good luck back, all right? Bunch of losers.
Let me show them mine real quick. Okay, you don't look.
I'm all in for 31.5, but nobody called. Gosh darn it! Same as last week. I'm out 6th. Billy's gonna win it. Good luck, son. And kick their butt. So I got the news I had to go to Ohio. I left Thursday late afternoon, got to Cleveland at 10:30 p.m. and went directly to the Jack Casino. All right, so when I got to the Jack, the 2-5 game was full, so they had a whole bunch of 1-3 games going on. So I went into the 1-3 game, planning to move to 2-5 when I can, and planning to make up for lack of time by getting the big hands when the opportunity arose. So I am on the button with King Queen. I have $290. So the under the gun, the +1, and the cutoff all limp to me. I make it 20. The blinds fold, and all 3 of the limpers call. So 84 in the pot, and the flop comes Jack of spades, 10 of diamonds, 4 of hearts. It checks to me. I make it 35. The under the gun, the +1 call, and the cutoff folds. The turn with 189 in the pot is the 3 of diamonds. It checks to me. I make it 65. The under the gun folds, but the +1 calls. I better hit my draw. The river with 319 in the pot is the 3 of spades. The plus one then leads into me for 130, and I am forced to fold with only king high. So I am in the cutoff with ace queen of spades. I have $380. The plus one makes it 15, and let's see, middle position, a hijack, and myself in the cutoff all call. So we go to a flop, 62 in the pot, and it comes queen of hearts, 7 of spades, 6 of spades. That's about as good as I could expect. Top with the nut flush draw. It checks to me. I make it 25. The plus one then raises to 75. The middle position one then shoves all in for 171. Hijack folds. I make the call. The plus one then reshoves again for 260. And of course I make the call. So on the turn, the main has 575. The side has 178. It's the jack of diamonds, and the river comes 2 of hearts. The plus one ended up having 8, 10 of spades. The middle position one had pocket 7s. So he had a set, and he wins. I missed all my draws. So things weren't going well, and it was just really not a very fun table. Guys were kind of grumpy, and nobody was really playing very loose or whatever, despite that last hand I told you about. So I table changed. I'm now into the game for 800, and I have 360 in front of me. So about the 4th hand, although the first hand I played, I ended up I'm in the plus one with king of diamonds, queen of diamonds. I make it 15, and the button, the small blind, and the big blind all call. So the flop with 60 in the pot comes ace of diamonds, ace of spades, 6 of hearts. It checks to me. I make it 45, and only the small blind calls. So the turn with 150 comes the jack of hearts. It checks to me. I'm going to continue the story. I make it 115, and he calls. Uh-oh, not looking too hot. So the river with 380 in the pot comes the miracle, 10 of diamonds. He checks to me. I shove all in for his effective stack of 210. He tanks for a long, long time and calls. And he had ace 7, and I kind of embarrassedly showed that I got lucky, and I rivered ace straight, and I was happy. So just like that, I went from being down $300-400 to being up 150, something like that. So that was a nice hand. Didn't play very long at that table, probably only a couple of orbits. I did lose a hand, an all-in hand, when somebody went all in with pocket jacks. I had ace king, and I hit no ace or king. Bottom line is, after I left that table, I was in for 800 for the total game, out for 730 at that game. They called me for the 2-5 game, so I was down $70 going to the 2-5 game. So I wanted to explain a little bit about this 2-5 game at the Jack in Cleveland. So when you play the biggest game at a casino, then you're probably going to be playing against the best players. There's only one 2-5 game. They all ended up being kind of nitty grinders, trying to make money, not like the guys who come to have fun and want to splash around. It's kind of like at the WinStar playing the 5-10 game, where they never get very many tables, and most of those guys are regs and are making a living that way, so they grind. So the max in this game was 1,000. I added on 200, so I was at 930 to start the game. So the first hand I played, which was the 3rd hand, I was in the plus one with the ace of hearts, 10 of spades. I had $970. I made it 25, middle position 1, and the button both called. So with 82 in the pot, the flop came ace of diamonds, jack of diamonds, 2 of spades. I let out for 50, middle position 1 called, and the button folded. 182 in the pot for a turn of the 8 of clubs. I lead out for 115, and he makes the call. So the river has 415 in the pot, and it comes the 6 of clubs, probably no help. I decide, you know what, I don't want to check here, so I make it 175, and he tanks. Looks like he's going to fold and announces raise. I end up bucking my cards. I can't. What is he ever raising there with that I beat? So, I lost $315 on the first hand. I played at 2-5. Not a very good start. So I added on another 300. So now I'm into the game for 1,300. So I played these next 3 hands against the same guy. He was one of the guys that everybody at the table was trying to pick on a little bit, because he was one of the ones that was weaker. He really probably was not one of the reg grinders who was really, really good. He was not quite as good. So I have $1,050. I have ace 10. There's a limper. I make it 25. The button, the big blind, and the limper all call. So there's 102 in the pot for a flop of ace jack 6, and it checks around. The turn is a 4. It checks to me. I make it 60, and only the under the gun calls. So on the river, there's 222. It comes a 7. He checks. I decide to value raise for 100. He makes the call. He had ace 8, so my ace 10 holds up. Now I have ace jack in the +1. I have $1,100. The same guy is in the cutoff. He has $450. Pre-flop, I make it 25, and he's the only guy that makes the call. The flop with 57 in the pot comes ace jack 9. I make it 35, and he makes the call. The turn with 127 in the pot is a king. I make it 70. And he folds and shows his ace 8 again. And I showed my cards this time. Said, man, I had you. I had ace jack. I wanted to kind of say, I always have it, buddy. If I bet, I got it. Finally, the third hand against this guy in probably the same orbit. I had pocket 10s in middle position too. I have $1,200. It limps to me. I make it 35. The small blind calls. And everybody else folds. So with 82 in the pot, the flop comes ace jack 8. He checks. I make it 45, and he makes the call. The turn with 175 in the pot is a 9. He checks. I bet 85. He folds face up again, and this time he shows ace 5. Yes. Doing the whole thing about, hey, if I bet I got it, buddy, it had to have an influence on him. He was tired of me beating him, I think. So about 2 hands later, that guy was frustrated, and he shoved all in for $250 with 9 of spades, jack of spades. He got called by ace king, an ace hit, and he was out. I think we're down to 7 players now. So the last hand of note, there was really only one guy left who was really putting his chips in, not very good. I call him Spewy. He had 3,500 at one point. So in this hand, he's got 1,300, and he straddles for $10. I have ace 10 in the cutoff, and I have $1,200. There's a limper. I make the call. The big blind calls. Spewy, who had straddled, makes it 80. There's a fold. I make the call, and the big blind calls also. So the flop with 247 in the pot comes ace 3 4. I check. Spewy makes it 150. I make the call. The other guy had folded. So the turn has 547 in the pot. It comes a deuce. And Spewy snap shoves for 1,070. I have 970 left. And he starts making a speech. Oh, you dang guys, you're always calling me with nothing. All in. So the question for you guys is, what do you do here? You got a guy who you know is Spewy. He may be tilty. He used to have a lot of money. Now he doesn't. But he shoves all in for what would cover you. And I have an ace with only a 10 kicker. So one pair, ace, 2, 3, 4 on the board, one pair. Tell me what you would do. Call or fold? I thought about it for a minute, but I never really had any intention of calling. I folded quickly, and old Spewy throws down ace 5 and says, that's the way you play ace 5. So at least it was a good fold. It's at Casino Cleveland. It is Saturday night. It's 3:15 in the morning. I started at 11:30, so I played, 3 hours and 45 minutes. Never really got any run good going. Didn't really win very many hands. One big one. So anyhow, I was in for 1,300, out for 935. So I lost 365. I was playing the 2-5 game, which was their biggest game. They only had one table going, and there's a stalker right there. Say wave or something. Anyhow, there's somebody there. So anyhow, I was playing the biggest game they had, which meant that it was kind of like the 5-10 at WinStar, where it gets a little nitty because it's a bunch of regs, and these guys are all trying to make money and not just splashing around like some of the guys who are there just to have fun. So kind of a tough game. I'll be back the next couple of nights to try it again. I may play the 1-3 game because when I was playing that for a little while, it was way more splashy, so we'll see. Okay, the 10K challenge. I had the challenge to run my stack, which was my winnings so far this year, which was at $6,850 up to $10,000 by the end of December. So this week, as you know, I didn't play too much. I played Wednesday Night Poker League. I won $40 in the tournament, won $90 in the cash game. Not very big money. I then went to the Jack Casino, lost $365. Dang it. And for a total this week of minus $235, wrong direction. So I'm down to, right now I'm up $6,612 for the year. Now, here's the good news. Yes, I will have to go back to Ohio some, and I'm going to spend a lot of time doing that. But I've also got lots of vacation and PTO days, so do not give up on Mr. Bill. I'm going to get there. I'm going to play some bigger games. $10,000 for the year. Here we go. Oh, I am going to be posting my results in near real time on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram right here, guys, and you'll get the updates on my my challenge.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is, huh? Anybody?
That's right. It's the 1-year anniversary of my Mr. Bill Poker Vlog. I started on December 6th, 2017. Holy cow, I can't believe it's been a year. I am not doing a 1-year anniversary vlog. However, I am going to do an end of 2018 vlog that will look back on what I did this year and actually what I did starting with my very, very first vlog. So that will come out later this year. I look forward to doing it. It ought to be fun to take a look back and reminisce a little bit. All right, how many of you guys out there play DraftKings daily fantasy football? I play yearly football, and I also do DraftKings. I absolutely love it. I've done really, really well the last 3 or 4 years. This year, not so much. I'm about even. But my little son, here he is again, Billy Boy. He won this week. He won a contest. It was a $30, 225-man contest. He won it and won $1,000. Good for Billy. Very exciting. Now, Billy, why didn't you give me some lineup tips? Let's go, bud. I think I mentioned it in passing real quickly on my last vlog, but I went over 1,000 subscribers, so I want to tell you guys thank you so much. I don't have the most subscribers by any stretch of the imagination, but I might have the best. You guys, I definitely have people who are very loyal. I mean, you're watching some old guy from Dallas instead of some connected young guy from Vegas. So again, I just thank you guys so much. I hope you're enjoying what I'm putting out there. I enjoy doing it for the most part. There's some days not so much, but for the most part, I really enjoy doing it. And I appreciate you guys so much for the comments and the support. I get lots of support when I go and see people in person. So thank you so much. 1,000 subscribers. So since I have loyal subscribers and all that, I'm going to do just a really little teeny weeny contest. This is not for big money or anything. Is you guys, I want you to send me a Christmas card. And the best or coolest or most Christmas card that touches me the most, I'm going to send them one of my brand new Mr. Bill poker shirts. In fact, I haven't even made one for myself yet, but it'll have my new logo on it. So send me a Christmas card to the address that I'm going to put right here by P.O. Box, and maybe you'll win a Mr. Bill t-shirt. Okay, guys, thanks for watching this vlog. Thank you for watching for a year if you're one of the first ones. If you're not one of the first ones, hey, watch this whole next year. You'll like it. Anyway, press the buttons, give me a comment, give me a shout out, send a Christmas card, maybe win a t-shirt, and we'll see you guys all again next week. Bye.